Okay, this is actually insane. Look at this. It's Joel joining a game and giving Helldivers an unreleased vehicle. What in the hell? This is just one of those things that makes Helldivers so goddamn amazing. Look at this. And you can see in the chat, look, AH Joel has left the mission. Arrowhead Joel joined the mission and then spawned in this absolute monstrosity of an armored vehicle. I mean, look at this. This is just crazy. I love this. This is so good. So this is, as far as we know, the first time this vehicle has been officially seen in the game. Now, there have been data miners and people that have found this vehicle and managed to do some sort of wizardry and find images and even, I think, some videos of the vehicle. But this is the first, like, official video we've seen. Literally, Arrowhead throwing this into a random game. And can you imagine how awesome this would feel? Like, if you're these guys, you're just playing the game. Everyone knows who Joel is by now in Helldivers. Some guy called Joel just appears and he's got the Arrowhead tag. You're like, who is this person? And then suddenly they drop in this. That is insane. Now, maybe this isn't real, right? Maybe this is just players, users, hackers, I don't know, having fun. But I'm going to believe this is real because I think this adds so much fun to Helldivers. The idea of this sort of active D&D campaign that we're in, this massive galactic war. And by the way, the maestro himself can just drop into the games and just give you stuff. Honestly, this is so cool. It's so cool. I'm loving this. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But like, as a live service, this kind of stuff, I think it's great. It's unparalleled. It is, honestly, it's actually genius. I love it. It's so good. I mean, look at this vehicle. What in the hell? Yeah, so I think it's about time we talk about stats at the end of a mission. Stats mean literally nothing in Helldivers 2. In fact, if you've got tons of kills, you can argue that you're actually playing the game wrong. Now, I know I'm going to get slaughtered in the comments for saying that. I love going out there and just annihilating loads of bugs. You're seeing all the gameplay clips that I put out there. I love it. Just blasting bugs, engaging patrols, just doing whatever, right? I'm here to kill loads of bugs and I love it. But I'm also going to still do the objectives, yeah? However, there's a lot of people that put emphasis on the stats at the end of the game. And they'll say things like, oh, well, maybe you've got a level 50 Skull Admiral with you, but they don't have the highest number of kills, and a level 12 has more kills. That level 12 may think, oh, I'm doing more here, I've got more kills. But we all know that actually the way Helldivers 2 is played is you need to complete the objectives, you need to kill the elite and heavy units because they are the most dangerous, and crucially, you need to collect the samples. Now, of course, you can just go into missions and get involved in a massive firefight, and honestly, I think that's a goddamn cool thing to do. I love it. I think it's one of the strongest things with this game, especially with the Terminids. They feel fantastic, trying to fight back that wave of Terminids as they're trying to sort of crash over you and your team. But if you are hyper gaming, power gaming, being a try-hard, super sweaty, then yeah, you are here to complete the objectives, to basically get involved in as little combat as possible, because the way this game works, I'm not too sure people are actually aware of this, but if okay, let me just throw this out there. If you're all running around on the map like in your own sort of direction, you're not together as a team, you will cause more spawns because there's more chance of spawns happening because they kind of happen around players. So if you're all together, the spawns will be happening around you, right? So you should be able to deal with them or move away from them. However, if you start tagging these groups, attacking them, it can cause a sort of cascade effect where you get a ton of bug breaches or bot drops, and then you end up with way too many enemies to deal with, and then you could potentially run them back to your team. Now, of course, you can run away from them and lose aggro from them and all of that stuff, but generally, if you're engaging every single patrol, and also, in fact, even on a basic level, when you see a patrol, you'll look at it and think, okay, should I take that patrol on? You've got to know that if you don't kill it fast, they will call for reinforcements. So you need to kill them really quick. They may have elites with them. You might not have the weapons to kill the elites. So maybe you can't kill the charger because you're eat rocket. Maybe you don't have it or whatever. You just don't have the ability to kill them. So it's going to be difficult. So why would you engage them? But obviously, if you want to engage them, just engage them. But basically, what I'm trying to say here is the stats at the end of the mission are not indicative of how you performed in that mission. Helldivers 2 is a game where stats literally mean nothing. The whole point of Helldivers 2 is finishing the mission and maybe keeping the super samples, right? That's it, right? That's it. If you finish the mission, you've done it. That's it. Good job. It doesn't matter if you've got 1,000 kills, somebody's only got 200 kills. Because that, well, I mean, 1,000 kills would be an incredible amount. Let's say somebody with 200 kills and then, you know, somebody with 60 kills. The 60 kill person may have been running around the map completing objectives while you, as the 200 kill player, are involved in some massive war that maybe you don't need to be involved in, but you're involved in it anyway and you're loving it. But the other person's completing the objectives. Or it could be the other way around. The person with all the kills could be the person who is holding back the swarms in some way. you know, and the other players doing the objectives. So there's a lot of different ways of looking at it. But basically, guys, the stats literally mean nothing in this game. And I'm also going to throw this out there. They're probably bugged. We know the arc weapon stats were bugged. I mean, they give you more accuracy than is possible because you'll end up with like 120% accuracy. What is that even about? So, yeah, they're probably not even accurate anyway. But listen, guys, don't... Like, literally, the stats don't mean anything. All that matters in this game is playing the objective, is collecting the samples, and completing the mission. That's it. That's literally it. That's literally it. Do you guys remember this post from Johan, the CEO of Arrowhead? He says, this is well, this is so shitty. Also very hard to solve. We have some ideas, but no conclusion. You know what? Let's try this hive mind. Do you have a design suggestion? And now this was, quote, retweeting this message. I have been removed from matches due to using a single stratagem or particular weapon the host doesn't like. People were kicked for the tiniest reason. On the upside, though, those matchups have been few and far between, but frequent enough to be notable. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is it is becoming more common. A lot more common. I mean, I've been kicked from games simply because they don't like the loadout I've bought. I've literally done nothing. I've landed, and they've gone, no, we don't like this person's loadout, and kicked me out of the game. I mean, it's insanity. This is happening more often now. I think as players are sort of getting more, I don't know, annoying. Now, the only person who can kick is the host. So if you're a host of a game, you can bring up the list of players, you know, where you mute the players, and you can kick them if you desire, which, you know, is not great. I don't think I've ever kicked anyone in a mission. There are legitimate times when you would kick someone if they were relentlessly team killing or doing something absolutely insane. Then sure, you know, you'd kick them. But the problem is, with the host being able to just remove people at will, it can create some frustrating situations. Now, this... let's just break this down, because this is taken from Reddit, and I think a lot of us will agree with what's going on here. I am now a traitor to democracy. I dropped into your suicide dive on Furry Prime tonight, F1, as a latent fourth squaddy. I saw that you were kitted with plenty of anti-tank ordnance, so I equipped for Horde Clear. I, a level 50 super citizen and Death Admiral of the SES Panther of Science, will descend with my trusty Scorcher, Stalwart, Rover Dog, and EMS and gas orbitals, and stick to the team leader, wiping everything short of Biotitans from your flank. We were 10 minutes into the match with no primaries completed and one reinforced left. So this isn't a very good situation, is it? Anyway, and you almost instantly died in front of my eyes. I picked up the precious super samples, stealing my reserve to deliver them to our democratic scientists back on the ship. I soon discovered that this team had zero comms or leadership and was spread out far away from each other, effectively quadrupling the number of enemy spawns on the map. I yelled to B3 to follow me, and we beelined it to the two objectives, completed them, and headed for evac. Just after calling the ship, I heard your screams in my headset that you're here for the samples and we're about to get kicked. I break off from evac and make my way to you. I aid the search and keep each other alive for a while longer. Then I hear you berating everyone for not knowing how to play, and more threats to kick, mutiny. As I watch my teammate B3 go down and disappear from the server, I made a desperate choice. I ran with your super samples to the edge of the mission area and kept on running. I wish I would have stuck around to hear your pitiful complaints and whining when you realised that what I had done. But I was already tired of hearing it. I ran as far away from the mission area as I could before the missiles ganked me. I hope your last squaddy bailed as well, and that you found yourself dying alone right before exfil with nary a sample to your name. Well. Okay, so this is a bit of justice taking place here against a toxic host of, or even just a toxic member of a team. No, this is, you know, you've got to love this, because it's like, I love using this phrase, but it is kind of like emergent gameplay. It's literally, they've punished this guy because they're like, you know what? We don't want a toxic person. We don't want somebody screaming abuse down the microphones. We don't want any of this. So do you know what we're going to do? We're going to get rid of your super samples. Of course, this means, well, none of the Helldivers got samples. But as the user seems to indicate, most people left the game anyway. And it was right at the end with evac. And so, yeah, presumably the guy left who was screaming and shouting has got nothing. Well, he's definitely not got the super samples, because this brave Helldiver ran off the mission area. And in case you don't know what happens there is you basically get killed by the destroyer. It just goes like, oh no, this is not very democratic and you need to die. And of course, if it's miles away, then, well, you're never getting them samples back again. There are actually other ways you can get rid of samples. I'm not trying to be toxic here or give you ideas, but there are things you can do. Like you can jump into deep water and lose the samples. You can also throw yourself down okay, so they kind of look like bug holes. You find them on volcanic planets, but they're just endless chasms. If you throw yourself down there, you'll just lose all your gear and you'll lose all your samples as well. So yeah, there are ways you can get rid of samples if you really want to. But yeah, the thing is though, this is like a wider discussion, isn't it, on the state of the game and the toxicity and the things that Arrowhead are going to need to solve long term. Because I think this is starting to rear its ugly head a lot more than it was even like last week. And it's just going to get worse, I think, as players start getting, I don't know, they get an idea of the meta in their head. They get an idea of, I suddenly don't like what this person has done, so I'm going to kick them. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm all for just whatever happens in the mission is what happens on that mission, and we're going to try and complete it. Some missions, yeah, you will get a squad of players who you can tell are damn good at the game, and this generally is on higher difficulties. You can tell, okay, these guys are cracked. They know what they're doing. The mission's going to be really smooth, and it is. I always record every game I play of Helldivers, and I give them titles, things like clean mission, you know, great squad and stuff like that, or it would be like rough mission, a bit ropey, but we did it. And a lot of the time I end up using those instead of the clean ones because they're more chaotic, they're more fun. You don't know what's going to happen, right? Just some mad confrontation. That's what makes the game great. The game great. There we go. So what I would say, guys, is honestly just take every mission as it goes. Don't be thinking, oh no, that person's bought a spear, they're terrible, why have they got a spear? Kick them out of the group. No. Be like, okay, we've got a spear. It might work. It's not going to work. It's terrible. You know, or we've got flamers. The flamer is a great example. People taking the scorcher and just trying to burn everything. Yeah. You don't really want to be near them, do you? And if you do go near them and you get killed, okay, well, that was your fault. You shouldn't have really been near them, should you? Maybe it was their fault because they're just spraying and they're not looking. Or maybe it's just what happens in a war. It is something, though, which is going to need some... I don't know. There's going to need to be added tools to deal with this, I think, guys. If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments below because, yeah... we don't want toxic players in this game. So talking to super samples, this is actually incredible. This is the best thing I've ever seen in this game. And this is a true Helldivers moment. Look at this. The reinforcement comes in. You're thinking it's fine. The tank explodes. And then the Helldiver. Well, the Helldiver turns into Superman and flies across the map. But it doesn't matter because something absolutely insane is going to happen. Firstly, they don't die. And at first I was like, how are they still alive? I think they might have the armor on, though. That reduces the chance of dying from damage. There's the super samples. Literally landed on the super uranium. Like, what are the odds of this? This must be, I mean, this has got to be like infinitesimally small. Like, what is going on here? This is such a Helldivers 2 moment. I have never seen such a Helldivers moment as such as this Helldivers moment. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy the video, then let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Do leave a like, subscribe to the channel because it helps a ton, and leave a comment as well. And yeah, get back out there and carry on killing the bugs. I think we've got a defend campaign running at the moment, but yeah, things are eerily quiet. What the hell is going on with the TCS? When's the next real major order going to happen? All right, guys, I've been Stylosa, and I'll catch you a lot on the next one. See you soon.